the reason was because Catholic Charities doesn't proselytize. And they wanted to. The Christian right wants to proselytize. Because they have to attack those people. When's the best time to get somebody into your religion? When they're down.
When they're vulnerable.
When they're vulnerable. God has a place for you. God has a plan for you. It's not all that bad. All you have to do is join our church. And that's where their fear peddling comes in.
Right.
That's where their fear peddling comes in.
But no, I don't think we're peddling. And we're not saying that all Christians are evil or all Christians are trying to overthrow the government or anything like that. In fact,
the vast majority are not.
The vast majority are not. And when we've done shows, for instance, on this show, when we've done shows about clergy abuse, in fact, it's Christians who mostly who are the victims.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's not like we're bashing. You criticize the Catholic Church for failing to deal with this problem. It's not the same thing as persecuting Catholics.
Well,
Catholics are the victims.
I criticize the Catholic Church because they took the guy who actually prescribed hiding pedophiles and they made him pay.
And for which you are correct. But that's not the same thing as bashing Catholics for being Catholics.
No. However, I will go on the record of saying that the Catholics who are being Catholics are hurting this world by being Catholic. They are hurting this world by supporting a Catholic Church, even if it's complacent, even if it's complicit, I should say. When they go to church, and if they don't believe it without even thinking about it, they are hurting this world by helping the most corrupt organization in the history of the planet to exist.
Well, they have a lot. I think the church has a lot of competition for that.
Well, I don't. I think the Catholic Church is the heavyweight champion of the world. But when we're talking about Christians, we're not talking about the Christians who are doing the bad things. I'm talking about the Christians who are complacently, if that's the correct word, supporting the people who are doing the bad things. Okay? When you've got, and I don't even want to talk only about Christians. Muslims, they're into it too. Jews, they're into it too. If you're in there and you're supporting an organization or a preacher that's doing bad things, get out. It's time to quit.
So you're saying they're complicit by their silence in some sense?
They're complicit by their silence. They're complicit by their throwing the dollars in the bucket. They're complicit by their donations. They're complicit by calling themselves Catholic. They're complicit. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't agree with you entirely, but I see your point.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot like what Dawkins says, okay? That moderate, the problem with moderate religion is that it makes room for the crazies, okay? And this is not new. I've said this for a long time, but he said it better than I did. But that's the point. When you're complicit, when you just go to church and you're a pew filler, you're hurting the country in a way that's different from what you want it to be.
Right, and I think a lot of that has to do with denial too. You know.
Oh yeah.
You're in denial.
Oh yeah, denial. It's just going to be great. All right, so we've got 2 minutes left. Yeah. So if I may just make a few announcements.
Sure.
Number one, we have an email address for all of our viewers.
Oh yes.
avtv@atheist.org. That's avtv@atheist, atheist.org. If you like this show or if you hate this show, and if you love me and if you hate Dennis, then get us an email and let us know, because we do want to hear from you, and we will have viewer mail segments, and we will actually read some mail.
We would love to read your. We have upon occasion, and would like to make that a regular segment. I think
that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Secondly, you are going to see some substantial changes in the coming weeks and months of Atheist Viewpoint. A new set is on the way. The Atheist Viewpoint website is going to be updated. We're going to have things on the line, maybe even something more modern than that. It's going to be cool.
More modern.
More modern. Maybe podcasts. We do podcasts? We'll do podcasts.
We're at podcasts.
Sorry, good.
David's been out of the loop, folks. I didn't tell him any of this stuff. I was going to let him stumble.
Hey, you know what? It's been a hectic month. Third, next week, Paris Hilton, not going to be on the show.
Okay.
Anything else?
I'm so upset about that. I'm completely choked up. Well, I thought of a very bad joke, but I'm not going to say it. It's vile. It's disgusting.
No, don't do violent.
We have 30 seconds. I think it's about time to wrap it up and thank everybody for watching.